Hey Trumpets! Today on lesson page 12, minor episode, we are going to learn and use the note low C sharp. First, second, and third valve on our trumpets. We're going to use that in the key signature that has two sharps, F sharp and C sharp. And we're also going to talk about afterbeats, which are notes that are placed after the beat on the and, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then we're going to talk a little bit about transposing at the end. So let's jump into our first exercise, minor episode. And in this exercise, we're going to need to use our fingering for the C sharp. It happens in the second measure. The first time the C is marked with the sharp, but the second time there's no sharp marking on the C. We just have to remember that rule in music that says when the note is affected by an enharmonic, it carries through that measure. So here we go. I've got my metronome set at 90 beats per minute, which is moderato. We're in 4/4 time. We're also going to need a B flat with our first finger. So be careful and make sure that in the fourth measure you play your B flat. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. So there are a few afterbeats in number 34 as well. In the third measure, in the blue box, it's on the and of 2. 1 and 2 and right there, that single eighth note. And then that also happens in the final measure on the and of 2 is an afterbeat C sharp. Let's play through number 34 one more time. 1, 2, here we go. Work to get clean articulations on those 16th notes. Really get that tongue moving as you buzz. Next, we're going to move on to America, or God Save the Queen. This traditional song has F sharps and C sharps in the key signature. That means anytime we see an F or a C, regardless if it's high or low, it'll be F sharp or C sharp. I'm going to switch my tempo to andante, which is 73 beats per minute. And we're in 3/4 time. Remember that 3 on top means we count 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, go. Good. Now, if you made a mistake in this, there's a possibility that you probably just missed the first C sharp in measure 2. That first note, 1, 2, and 3 in that second measure. Great. Now we're going to go on to the duet, number 36, the Old Brass Wagon. This first time through, I'll play part A. And you can join me by playing part A, or you can play part B as the duet. I'm going to change my metronome to allegro now, and that's 110 beats per minute. I've got an F sharp that I'll make sure that I'm paying attention for. And when I have an F sharp, it means I often have a B natural. So be careful in the fifth measure that you're playing your B natural with your second finger. Here we go, part A. 1 E and a 2, 1 and 2, and 1 E and a 2. That's our counting. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, and. Wow, that's super fast, and it might be too fast for you as well. Here's what we'll do. Let's slow that down, and let's slow it down to 90, because we want our 16th notes to be articulated correctly. 1 E and a 2, like that. Let's try that again. Part A, at 90 beats per minute. 1, 2, ready, and go. Yes, that's so much better. In fact, I'm going to stay at 90, and now I'll play part B. I'm going to start with my second finger, low B. You can join me on part B, or your turn to play part A. 1, 2, 1 and 2, and ready, and a go. How'd you do? I hope you did well. Remember that at any time you can pause and rewind and play these exercises again and again if you need to. Don't just play from the beginning through to the end and pack up your instrument. Do some work on these individual exercises to make yourself a better musician. Number 37 is Theme from A Midsummer Night's Dream by Felix Mendelssohn. This piece, number 37, is written in cut time. And if you remember from our lessons back on lesson 9, 10, and 11, we have cut time, and that's represented as 2 over 2. The 2 on top means we count to 2, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and the bottom 2 tells us the values of our notes are half. So whole notes no longer get 4, they get 2. Half notes no longer get 2, they get 1. I think you get the point. So we're going to play our Midsummer Night's Dream theme, and we're going to do it in cut time. Be careful of those first and second endings. I've got my metronome set at 98. 1, 2, 1 and 2, and ready, go. Did you hear my beginning? I didn't start on the right pitch. So I'm going to go back and do again. I found that I think 98 is too fast. So I'll slow it down to 80. Join me. 1 E and a 2 and. 1 and 2 and ready, set, go. See, it's okay to make mistakes, especially if you're working out of your technique book. That's where technique and that's where mistakes are supposed to be made so that you can learn from them and adjust and adapt and make progress. So now, after I've played it at 80, now I'll try to speed it up. I'm going to go to 85 and see if you can play along with me at 85. 1 and 2 and ready and go. Not so bad. Then I would take it to 90, then 95, and so on and so forth. On our last exercise, Accent on Theory, it says it wants you to transpose the first 6 measures of number 35, America, God Save the Queen, into a new key. Let's talk about transposition. Transposition means when you are rewriting a melody beginning on a different pitch than the original starting pitch, maintaining the same pattern or the same tune throughout the half steps and whole steps. So when we played America, God Save the Queen, we started on D. In number 38, they want us to try starting on the note F. Or on the note G. And they want you to write out the melody to America or God Save the Queen using the pitches, the starting pitches that they provide. See if you can do that on your own, using your ear to tell you whether the notes are right or wrong. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this lesson, and I hope that you'll use your C sharp and you'll practice your afterbeats more, and then join me back here another time for a new lesson, and I guess I'll see you again soon. So keep practicing.